Hey everybody, so today I just kind of wanted to show you guys my library. My husband and I are currently in the process of building our dream home in another location in the same town that we are currently living in. But basically I just wanted to do a library tour, not only for you guys to see what my library currently looks like, but also as a bit of archives kind of thing for myself too, so that I can look back and remember on what my first quote-unquote official kind of library was. This was the first time I had a room dedicated just to my books and other things that I enjoy. So yeah, I'm gonna go over kind of all the different elements of my library. In these shots here you can kind of get an idea of how big it is and kind of how it's organized. It's a little bit crammed, but in our new house, what we currently have planned for my library, it's going to be much more spacious, much more room to properly display all of my books and all of my collectibles and things like that. So I'm going to go through all the different elements, things that I find noteworthy, some things I might kind of skim over that aren't very interesting. I'm not going to pull each book off of my shelf and show you guys. I'll do a quick overview of what I have. I might do a more in-depth video on like my collection of Alice in Wonderland editions or my Harry Potter collection, things like that. But right now, just for this, I wanted to make it a basic library tour. So I hope you guys enjoy it. This is going to be a lengthier video, so sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea, coffee, some popcorn, whatever you'd like, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, so we're going to start on this wall. There's not much to talk about this, but I'll go over it quickly so you guys get an idea of what is there. So I'm going to talk about these frames a little bit. I have an Alice in Wonderland themed poster here, which says sometimes I've believed in as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast, which is a famous quote from the books and movies. And then there's also this one here, and these two posters were both in a Nerdy Post subscription box. So I will zoom in a little bit on this one here. And that one is "There Will Be Nonsense in It," which is also a piece from a quote. And then this here is my certificate for makeup artistry from my part-time classes that I took last year. And then this one here is my certificate in pet nutrition training, which I did for my job, which is working in a pet store. So yes, I am trained in pet nutrition, so if you come in asking for advice, I can give you certified advice. And then this desk here is just a very basic desk that I got from like Walmart or something. I can't quite remember. My tripod is right there. That I can basically move if I need extra space to my desk right here. So it's lightweight, it's easy to move, so that's why I have that one there. And right now I found a typewriter a couple days ago. I've been wanting one for a long time and I finally found one. It's beautiful and it's lovely. It's Royal brand for anyone that cares. And so right now he is just sitting on there. In my new library at the new house, I will find a proper place for my new typewriter. And then right here we have my pin board, and here I've got a bit of a pin collection going on. Sorry about the shadow. My lighting in here isn't that great, but I will try to zoom in a little bit. I've got some Harry Potter pins right here, some Alice in Wonderland, I've got some Marvel and DC, kind of going into here. And then I have some pins from places that I've been. I have my writer pin right there, an Owl Crate pin, and one from Tom and Jerry, and some movies that I like, and this little random penguin butler right there. Yeah. And then here I've just got some doodles and things that I've done. This beautiful stone necklace that my best friend Tori gave me, some business cards from places that I love, and yeah, just little things like that. And then I've got some memorable necklaces and keychains here that were either gifts or themed to books and movies and things like that, so that's there. Right here in this container storage unit thing, on the top here I have some half red and white roses that were decor for my Alice in Wonderland themed bachelorette party. My bridesmaids did a fantastic job on that, and I kept some of the decor pieces from it. And then I've got some makeup brushes there that I never use. They're basically just there for display. And then I have this little gold pin, leaf pin that my friend Tori gave me when I visited her in Vegas last month. No, it's December, 2 months ago. Oh my gosh, it's already been 2 months. Anyway, I have a mirror there and this little silver platter that was also from my bachelorette party. And then I just have a spare SD card. This here I just put for now. Haven't found a spot for it yet, but it is a glass water bottle with a Hogwarts 9 3/4 Hogwarts Express sleeve on it. And then in these 3 drawers on the top, I have some spare props and like tea light candles and things for Bookstagram. And then I have in this middle drawer is a bunch of makeup supplies. And then on the bottom, it's kind of a mix between what could be Bookstagram props and or craft supplies or makeup supplies, so it's kind of a mix mash in there. Here in the corner I just have my electric guitar Lola. No, I don't really play. I always wanted to, and that's why I have the guitar. And I still love her. She's great. But I hope eventually I might be able to. I can play like one song, but nothing crazy. And then right now she's being covered by Christmas bows and ribbons, which I've been using for wrapping presents. And I just have a random tote bag in the corner there as well. So that's just like a little random corner there. Now moving on to the first bookshelf here. I'm going to start at the top and go down. But that's just a quick overview right there. To start off, I have this painting that I did for my husband when we were still dating. Within the first few months of us dating, I left to visit family in Mexico for 2 months. So I did this little artwork for him. It's a lyrics from one of Carrie Underwood's songs. It says, "I will see you again. This is not where it ends. I will carry you with me till I see you again." So it's a little painting. I didn't really know where to put it in the house, so it's just in my living room right now. In our new place, I'll be able to display my artwork and things like that a little bit better. This little frame right here is actually a drawing that my mom did many years ago. For those that don't know, I lost my mom to cancer, so this is just a little drawing that she did, one of the few that she did, that I've framed here. And then I've got some mugs back there. One says Mr. Right with a mustache, and the other one says Mrs. Always Right. And it was just a kind of a joke craft that I did when me and my now husband were engaged. So yeah, it was just a little funny thing that I did. I told him like, oh, we can use these mugs. But I hand drew them with permanent marker and I wasn't sure if it was gonna stay, so I've just decided not to use them just in case and just have them on display there. Those boxes, the purple and the green one that they're standing on, is actually has a little story behind it too that I'll tell you guys later. Then we just have a candle from Bath & Body Works there, a little pot that had a flower in it, but it died because I can't keep plants alive. So that's just there in case I want to use it for something. And then I have this lantern that I carried as a bridesmaid in one of my best friend's weddings. Instead of flowers, she had us carry lanterns. That was really cool. And then this boot is actually a money bank. Let me pull it down. Put money at the top there. And my sister-in-law actually gave that to me for a birthday many years ago. And then I have 2 Bath & Body Works candles there that are not currently in use. Now moving on to this first shelf here. This is kind of a pirate sailing, traveling themed shelf in a way. First off, we have a little Jack Sparrow pop right here. And then we have a Las Vegas shot glass that my friend who lives in Vegas sent me. Yeah, it's just cute little shot glass. And then this little necklace here, which is a ship's helm with an anchor, was actually in an owl crate box. And then this is a really cool piece of framed, I guess you could say, artwork that I found at a thrift store. It's just like kind of a diagram of a ship. And I'll try, it's very reflective off my light right there. You can see my chandelier in the background. But basically it just kind of shows different types of nautical knots, I guess you could say, that you would find on a ship. So that was just a nice little piece that I liked to add. And then right here I have a Mexican shot glass from Cuauhtemoc, Mexico, which is where a lot of my family lives. And then this beautiful ship's helm clock was actually given to me by my best friend who lives in Vegas, Tori. I'll just refer to her as Tori, and you guys know it's the friend that lives in Vegas. When I visited her in October, she gave me this for my birthday. And then this is a little, I guess, art print from an owl crate box as well that says, "I go to seek a great perhaps," and that is a quote from John Green's Looking for Alaska, which I really enjoyed, so I like having that there. Also, don't mind dust. I haven't dusted my shelves in a little bit, so if you see some dust collected, I am sorry. I promise you my house is clean, just not always. This is a little globe bookend that I found at the thrift store as well. Here we have a Deputy Marshal badge that I found at an antique store in Boulder City when I was in Vegas. And then here we have the Wayfarer's Handbook, Ghost Ship, Victim of the Aurora, Pirate Queen, Isle of Swords, a handbook on Italy. And then there's Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Lavenseller. Amazing book. Still need to get the second one. There's Stirring Sea Stories, which is just a collection of different seafaring, sailing stories. And then we have The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, which I still haven't read. Peter Pan and Wendy. This is Pirate Latitudes by Michael Crichton. And then we have The Sky Village. A lot of my books, I will tell you right now, are books that I just found at the thrift store and I thought might be interesting. So if they're kind of random, that's why. And then also on here I have a candle, I believe from the Bookish Box is what the company was called that I got this from, and it is a Sleepy Hollow candle and it smells amazing. It's like spicy smelling, kind of like cinnamon hearts. I love it. And then I've got just a couple of random skeleton keys that I found at an antique store. And then this last book on here is Pirates of the Caribbean, the visual guide, that I also found at a thrift store. So that is the first shelf. Alright, and then we come to the second shelf here. I'm going to start on this end again. So this one, we'll start with this picture of me and my friend Tori. So Tori, if you're watching this, yay, it's you. And then here we also have a kind of, let me see if my camera will zoom on that. Nope. There we go. From the Avenger Station in Vegas, it is basically my Shield access card. It says right on that line there, top level clearance, wiebe-fast, which is my last name, location Las Vegas, year 2018. So that was just a really cool little card, kind of like a souvenir item, and I love it. So we'll put that back. And then here we have, oh my gosh, the lighting is wonky. Here we have a little porcelain figurine that one of my grandmas gave me a long time ago. So I just have her sitting there. She's super pretty with her flowers. And so the books I have here, starting on this end, we have Outlander, we have The Fault in Our Stars, Looking for Alaska, Turtles All the Way Down, and then we have Heartland Volume 1, and then I have Choker, which is a random book that I found at the thrift store and it sounded interesting. Love and Gelato, which I absolutely love, super cute story. Luster of Lost Things, which is also a beautiful, beautiful story. This here, which was actually our ticket for Avenger Station in Vegas, so it's kind of like a little holographic image there, so that was really neat. And then we've got this little paperweight snail that my friend Tori gave me. It's kind of an inside joke between us. She's Pixie, I'm Snail, and she always sends me like snail items, so it's really cute. And then here we have Life of Pi, and then The Boy in Striped Pajamas. And just P.S., I bawled my eyes out in this movie, and I'm scared to read the book, but I really want to, so when I found it at the thrift store, I knew I had to pick it up. And then the rest of these here on this side are all by Nicholas Sparks. We have The Rescue, True Believer, Lucky One, Safe Haven, The Last Song, and what was that one? At First Sight. Then on top of these books, I have just a really pretty tea cup and saucer that I found at the thrift store. It's just really pretty. I love the detailing on it, which is why I bought it. And then here we have a tea set, basically with a sugar bowl and creamer. and a teapot that is signed by everyone that attended my bridal shower. And then on the very end here, these are all Karen Kingsbury books. I have a picture of me meeting Karen Kingsbury last year. Me and my sister-in-law were able to meet her. I have a picture of my sister-in-law meeting her at the back there. But yeah, so very, very great moment. And then behind there, I have this little buddy in a box that my manager gave me last year for Christmas.
Does someone need a hug?
And that's what it does. If you didn't catch it, he said, "Does someone need a hug?" I love the movie Elf, so yeah, that's that. And then the books I have here from Karen Kingsbury, this top one is A Time of Embrace, and then we have like Dandelion Dust, Shades of Blue, and then these next three are all in a series. It's Every Now and Then, One Tuesday Morning, and Beyond Tuesday Morning. And then I have Take 1, 2, 3, and 4. And Unlock. These are all kind of related. And my second cousin in Mexico actually very generously gave these to me when I was visiting out there when I was there for 2 months. And then this book, The Chance, is actually signed by Karen, and I will show you guys that now. So this is actually the book that I took with me when we went to meet her. And so it says, "Linda, love to my friend," and she signed it with a verse, Jeremiah 29 verse 11. And then she also wrote, "P.S. email me when you get published," because I mentioned to her that I was kind of in the works to publish my own stories in the future, and she was so nice and encouraging. So that's really special to me, and I'm so glad I was able to meet her. And this is one of my favorite books by her. So yeah, really great. I'm very happy to have that. And then the last thing I have on here is this candle where my medal from the color run is on. We got this after we completed the event, and this was actually a bucket list achievement as well. I'd always wanted to participate in the color run, so that's really cool. So this next shelf doesn't have a lot of book related items. It's kind of very empty. It's probably my emptiest shelf. But I have my very small record collection here. I've got some Ed Sheeran, I've got Bon Jovi. What is that one? That is a Christmas album of mixed ones. I've got Johnny Cash, Kenny Rogers, Randy Travis, some classical music. I have a track of Alice in Wonderland. I have The Wizard of Oz, and some more Christmas music. I have Ed Sheeran, A Visual Journey back there. Ed Sheeran's one of my favorite artists. And then I've got some watches here. I don't really wear wristwatches very often. I do like these ones though. So yeah, it actually has the Marauders map on the background. So I love this one, but I realized the last time I wore it was that the battery died. So I'm hoping I can put a new battery in, but if not, I didn't really use it for time anyway. I just like the way it looked. And then here in this little tray, if my camera will focus. There we go. I've got a bunch of bookmarks, some that I made. Most of them actually are the ones that I made myself. And then I have some other ones in there as well. And then I have my little reading light here, I guess. My clip-on light. It does, oh, it does still work. And then here we have a little elephant teapot that I found at a thrift store, and it came with 2 little cups. And then here we have a lantern. It's just battery-powered lantern that I love. I used it in my Christmas Bookstagram photos last year in the beginning of this year, I guess. And then I have my makeup business cards, my makeup artistry business cards right there. And then this is the headband that we wore at the color run. I washed it so it doesn't have any of the color that it originally had on there, but I just kept it there. And then for my pin board over there, I obviously don't have the backs on my pins, so I just keep them in this little bowl here. And yeah, so that basically sums up that shelf. And then these shelves I'll just kind of quickly go over because they're all kind of related in some way. That just contains all of my CDs that I've collected over the years. This is my little Gorilla tripod. I've got pictures in here that I want to do things with eventually. I have multi-use labels right there. I just have a random white towel there. And then I've got a bunch of eye makeup brushes. I've got some makeup sponges, some rubbing alcohol, some face brushes, some face paint brushes, and then these are where my dirty brushes go. And then excess, or I guess extra, business cards right there. And then at the bottom I have some makeup totes. This one came with my makeup artistry classes. And then I also have a shopping bag here that my friend Tori gave me a while ago. Yeah, so this one came with my, oh my gosh, that is dusty. This came with my makeup artistry classes. This one was included in a MAC order that I did. And then this is just my camera bag. And then here we have some Alice in Wonderland shoes. These ones I got from Hot Topic. They are well used. I don't use them anymore because like the soles are coming out, but I just couldn't get myself to throw them away. Eventually I probably will. Maybe I can do some kind of craft with them or something, but I love them so much I didn't want to get rid of them. And then these ones I actually made myself. It turned out that when I put the pictures on there though, the shoes ended up being too small after. The shoes fit fine before, but with putting Mod Podge and everything, it kind of like shrunk the shoe, I guess, so it kind of hurts to wear them. So I just have them here. And also when I wear them, like, you know, the pages or the little pictures that I put on there ended up coming, like, started to peel off, so I just don't use them anymore. I've been meaning to include them in my Bookstagram pictures, and I keep forgetting that they're there. They're, like, in front of my face all the time, but no, apparently I can't remember that. But yeah, so these are some shoes that I made earlier this year. So yeah, that concludes the entirety of this shelf. I am sitting on the floor. Alright, and then we have the space between the shelves. This little tea towel right here, it says, "A ship is always safe at shore, but that is not what it was built for." And I love that quote. This was included in an Owl Crate box as well. Now, the boxes before that I mentioned, the ones that are up there, were actually containing these two mugs. One says auntie, one says uncle, and my brother and sister-in-law actually announced that they were pregnant with their first kid using these mugs. So I got the auntie one, my husband got the uncle one, right? I only have one brother, so it was super special when they announced that they were expecting because it was like, it was a whole big thing. So yeah, that's anyways the little story behind that. I have the mugs out, but the boxes are up there. And then I just got a Kleenex box. I have a little wax melter here that I won in a giveaway on Bookstagram. This is the remote for my record/music player, which is over there. We'll get back to that later. And then I have a little Bambi pop figure right here. It's the scene in the movie where he's slipping on ice. So he's super cute. And then here is a beautiful reading bench that my husband made for me. He made the bench part, I made the cushion, and then that pillow was given to me by my sister-in-law for either birthday or Christmas, like 2-ish years ago, I can't quite remember. That's just a random pillow that I got at a store. I've been using that blanket for Bookstagram photos lately, so that's why that's there. And then speaking of Bookstagram, in that middle cubby underneath the bench is a bunch of current props that I'm using. So I got some really Christmassy photos. If you guys aren't following me on my book Instagram, you guys really should. The pictures are super nice, if I do say so myself. And then in here, this is just a random sash from something. I can't even remember where this is from. Oh my gosh, my camera is going crazy right now. And then this is a little tote bag that has Zero from The Nightmare Before Christmas. And then I have a blanket in there. And then in this other one is also just kind of spare things. I think I have some pine cones in here. Oh yeah, I forgot those were there. And then I have some printed off art that I wanted to put in frames to put in our TV room downstairs, but I'll probably end up only doing that in the new house because there's no point in doing it now. I have some spare kind of like makeup. They're like the cotton pads, but they're squares instead of circles, so whatever. And then I have a beautiful scarf that my friend Tori gifted me in there as well. So that's what's in those cubbies there. And then we come to this shelf here. So I'll give you a quick overview, and we are going to start at the top once again. So at the very top, once again, we have a few candles because I have an obsession, apparently. In there is a fake bouquet I made for my wedding. I made my own wedding bouquet, and at first I had been planning to toss my bouquet, and so I didn't want to toss my actual one, so I made another one that looked similar. But then I ended up not doing that after all, so now they're just kind of there. I don't know what to do with them. And then actually in this frame is actually a piece of wallpaper from an abandoned house that me and my friends went into. And I'll probably end up repainting that frame kind of like maybe white or black or something so that the wallpaper stands out a little bit more in there. That's just a little keepsake I took from that house that we were in. And then I have a candle back there. I've got a random little ice dragon right here. I have a Minnie and Mickey thermos. It's quite small, so I haven't used it yet, but it was in a Disney box that I got, a one-time kind of subscription thing that I got. Just a tequila bottle back there because I like the way it looked, and I'll probably end up making some kind of craft out of it at some point or another. And then we have Maleficent's dragon pop figure. This is it is my biggest pop figure that I own. Like, she's pretty big. Also from the same box. Oh, not the same box. This is from a different box, but also a Disney subscription. And then I have a Faith and Praise songbook right here, and a, what do they call these? Heirloom Bible, I think that's what they call it, that my dad's workplace at the time gave to us when he passed away. So they gave us this heirloom Bible. Me and my brother each got one. And then, yeah, so we will move on to the first shelf on this shelf, I guess. And I feel like I'm very out of breath right now, mainly because I'm not used to holding a camera and talking like this at the same time, I guess. It's been a while. Anyways, so the first thing we have here is this Folsom Prison lock that I found at an antiques store in Boulder City, same place where I got the deputy sheriff badge. This actually I got because me and my dad used to listen to a lot of Johnny Cash, and one of the songs that I loved a lot was Folsom Prison Blues. So when I saw this lock, which is actually from Folsom Prison, I obviously had to get it. It's a working lock too. The keys are right here, and they're just beautifully rusty, and they're just, oh, it's beautiful. I love it. It's one of my favorite things I own. And then this little Mayan temple was from our honeymoon. We went to visit Chichen Itza, one of the wonders of the world. So of course I had to get a little keepsake of that. So it's just a little, I guess, ceramic porcelain figure, I guess. And we also got this. My husband wanted this. Kind of, I guess, I forget what this is made out of. Oh my goodness, this is horrible. But it's some kind of carved stone of some kind. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so just a little display piece that I keep there. And then the books that we have, these are all in some way, shape, or form religious type books. I personally am a Christian, so these will all be like Bibles and Christian books. I have, what is this one? The Creation Answers book. And then, oh, this is actually, I guess, not really a religious book, but it's 52 dates, or uncommon dates ideas. What is this one? This is a call to prayer. This is a tiny little, oh no, yeah, this is a New Testament right here. I thought that was something that my mom had, but that comes later. This is our daily blog by Newsboys, which is a devotional. We have The Secret. Then we have Light from Heaven, which was a book that I really enjoyed when I was in school. A Cast of Stones, which I still haven't read. Edge of Eternity. Angel's Den. What is this one? Charting a Course in Your Youth. This is The Christian in Complete Armor. This one is Revolution in World Missions. This is Counterfeit Gospels. The Knowledge of the Holy. Life from the Upside. The Picture Bible, which I used so much when I was a kid. I loved, loved, loved my Picture Bible that my mom gave me. I need to look through that again. It's been a while. And then I have the Golden Children's Bible, which is basically all the Bible stories simplified for children to better understand. And it's full of like beautiful illustrations as well. And then here we have a really old Bible that I found at the thrift store. I guess it's not that old. It's from 1947, but still it was a older Bible. And this is the John MacArthur Study Bible. My high school teacher gave this to me. Me and my graduating class, if I'm not wrong. This one is 101 Favorite Stories from the Bible, also filled with beautiful illustrations. This is basically a graphic novel of Jesus's, the New Testament story, as it says there. It's The Man Who Moved the World. Also loved that one when I was growing up. I, again, need to reread that. And then I've got another little Bible from the thrift store. This one's from 1953, so another older Bible. This is a rebound German Bible that my mom put a cover on. I grew up learning German and she tried to pass it down to me. I still understand a lot of it, but I haven't read it in a while, so I'm gonna have to do that again. And then here we have another, the Children's Living Bible, and then here we have another German Bible, and then here is a King James, just regular, I guess, Bible. It's very well used. I believe this was either mine or my brother's in school. And then, oh no, this one was mine. I'm pretty sure this was my brother's. This one here, this blue one, was mine in school. I went to a Christian private school my entire life, so the Bible was definitely key in a lot of the subjects that we learned. And then we have another King James Version Bible, and then there's a King James Version Bible at the bottom as well. So I have a bunch of different Bibles there. And then here, first off, we have a little winter belle in her little winter coat, and she's super cute. And she came in this little tin, and it has the winter scene from Beauty and the Beast on the outside. This was also from the same box that the thermos came in. And then here is from the first Comic Con that I ever went to, and it was Motor City Comic Con, so that was my access badge. And then the rest of the books on here are mostly devotionals. I've got a little, tiny little Bible here. My mom really liked using this one. And the print is like super small. I don't even think my camera will focus. So yeah, that's an English Bible. I thought it was German at first, but that's an English one. And then here we have a devotional. Oh, it's not focusing. Focus. Focus on me. There we go. And then we have Amazing Grace. We have I Gave Dating a Chance. Starting Out Together. Boy Meets Girl. Living by the Book. Daily Truth for Godly Youth. Devotions for Kids, and Making Sense of the Church. So there's a couple of different devotionals and informational books and things like that there. So let me just put this stuff back. And that is the first shelf on this bookcase. And this shelf here is just a bunch of my notebooks and writing supplies and folders and story notes and all of that good stuff. This all on this side except for this one book. But basically from here this way, all of this is information and notes on my story. The Exception trilogy that I was working on earlier this year and then kind of had to fall out of because I got so busy. I'm hoping to start again in the new year. The story never leaves my mind. My characters are yelling at me to continue their story. Anyways, that's what that is. And then this, I also need to catch up on. This was the 52 lists project I was supposed to keep up with this entire year, but I kind of also forgot about, I guess. And it's easy to catch up on, so I'll probably end up doing that before the end of the year. And then this little book has all of my, most of, like, I would say 99% of the story ideas I've ever come up with are written in this little book here. This book is almost full, so I have a lifetime of writing to do. Yay me. And then I have, like, stick-it notes. These are more story, these two top ones here are actually also story notes for the Exception trilogy because I need to have millions of books to store everything in. This is also not organized whatsoever. I need to reorganize this. I have a little jar of like pens and things back there. I have like some pens and some notebooks from like school and stuff. And there goes my ruler. Let me pick that up. And then I've got some printed out photos here. Some notebooks from school. Folders and things with story ideas and drawings and things from story ideas. And then I've got more notebooks and planners that I never ended up using. And my bucket list is actually in this notebook right here. This was a random kind of like plot list, I guess, a timeline to help me plan out in what order everything was going to happen for the Exception trilogy. And then I've got here like this notebook my friend gave me. This is a spare notebook. I've got a bunch of, some of these are empty, some of these have stuff in them. These in the back have been from school with most of the pages torn out that were useless, and I kept pages that actually had like either story ideas or poems that I wrote or doodles that I did and things like that. This is actually like the first story I ever wrote. So I'm glad I still have that at age 11. It's very cringy. I read it every now and again to remind myself that I've gotten better. So yeah, that is basically this shelf. I have like my scissors, my stapler, and stationary items are here, as is obvious.